UFC Fight Night, June 8th. It is right around the corner. Julian, how's it going, man?
Oh man, living a dream out here. Just got done playing around at disc golf. Did a little morning training. Now I'm just relaxing for night training. So I'm golden, bud.
That's good. Well, thanks for having me part of your relaxing time. So you're in Arizona. You're training at the lab. Tell me how that all came together. When did you make the move?
I ended up, moving out here at the beginning of the year. I was lost for quite some time, and I had a lot go on in life in the past couple of years, and I needed something different, and I needed an escape. And I felt when I spoke to my manager at the time, I spoke to my family, and I felt like the West Coast was something that brought more life into me. And I came out here and tried it out in November to see if something I enjoyed in the environment, the team, just the outside of fighting, everything that the Arizona lifestyle has is right up the alley of what I need in life to help me, keep pushing forward. So we started doing that, and me and Coach Crouch were talking back and forth, and I kind of just like jumped over here and just didn't tell anybody anything. Came over here and started training and stayed under the radar for a while, and then people slowly started finding out that I was here.
Awesome. Well, that's cool. So was this through your management? Was the connection to the lab, or did you reach out to John Crouch? Like, how did that all come together?
Well, yeah, it was through management. It was just something that I knew some of the fighters here. And I've been friends with some of the fighters before, and whenever I lost my gym, this was one of the people that I wanted to come out here and try out. So I ended up coming out here, you know, a year and a half later, and everything's been pretty fucking awesome, man.
Well, I'd say so. Good weather, great gym. Can't complain about any of that stuff. So is that kind of why we haven't seen you in a while? Because obviously your last fight was beginning of last year. Was it just like, needing to get it situated in new surroundings, or was it, not getting fights? Like, why haven't we seen you in so long?
There's a lot of stuff that goes down due to injuries. You know, I you gotta understand, dude. I was violently ripped out of a world that I found a home in, and everything changed mentally, emotionally for me. And I got put into a new camp, new gym, forcefully. We have to go here. We have to fight. You want to be a fighter. You want to do everything, and I just wasn't mentally like prepared. I needed time to like realize like life isn't normal. Life isn't the same. You're not here. Yeah, remember I was in a city full of all my family members, and I'm super close with every family member to where I started missing them, man. I'm living in a city that I'm in a different city than everyone else. I had a home. I had my home and everything built and lived out in you know, Kansas City, and then all of a sudden, like I have to leave it, and it was tough on me. And then going through, after my fight, I found out a lot of stuff with my body. Like I didn't know I was anemic. I didn't know that I don't retain water. I didn't know that, and that was all altitude. And then I got some injuries, and I was about to have surgeries, and just like bro, it's tough, man. And I went in a dark place to the point where I had to remove myself because it was where I was at was not good.
Good for you though for figuring that out and kind of recognizing all that and finding somewhere where you seem at peace, which is great. And again, it's you got to have that day to day life that's good, right? It can't just be like just fighting and all that. You have to have everything kind of balanced out. So it seems like you're in a good spot now. Was this kind of the right time to take a fight? Do you feel, or were you hoping to get in there sooner? Like, take me through sort of this fight getting booked with Zach Reese.
And so one thing is first, I didn't want to like get into the lab and like immediately accept the fight.
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs of how they flow. I don't know how they move. I don't know how they grind. I don't know any of that. And like, I needed to kind of build myself up and build myself up with the team, understand the flow, understand the systems, understand the work rate, and just kind of get into that because, you know, when you take a fight at a gym that's like you don't know anything at all, you're just kind of like, at first you're trying to figure out and get yourself situated, and then next thing you know, you're a couple weeks from a fight, and you're like, oh, I just kind of like got accustomed to it. So I when I got out here, I talked to management, I talked to the UFC, and they were awesome. They're great support. Um, they understood everything, and you know, the moment I felt everything kind of start spinning around, more positive attitude, more um, positive training, and just consistency, and seeing that I'm in a great spot. I was like, yeah, let's get a fight. Let's get a fight. And then I started asking for one. And it's not hard to get a fight, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Especially at middleweight. Um, you know, I think everybody loves to see my glorious beard on camera
Mhm.
because they know, regardless win, lose, or draw, it's always going to be an entertaining fight.
Yeah.
And you know, they ended up giving me an offer, and I said, yeah, absolutely, no questions asked, just took it right then and there.
And let's talk about your opponent, Zach Reese. How much did you know about Zach before taking this fight?
I don't know anything really.
Mhm.
I don't like. I watched some of his film, but he doesn't have any like. He doesn't have any footage online, and the stuff that he has is from years ago. And then, you know, he's a quick jujitsu finisher, so he's finished a lot of his guys. Like in the Contender Series, he hits the ground and throws an armbar up and finishes his opponent in an armbar in what, like a minute and a little over a minute. That's what it felt like. So there wasn't a lot of like technical aspects. So you didn't get to see that. And then you look at him, you know, 8 months ago or 2 months or 2 years ago, like he's not the same guy. He does everything. And then, you know, with Cody, I was gone before Cody got into that fight.
Oh, okay.
Cody accepted that fight like right as I was going out. And I broke the fight down for him. And he was crazy. It kind of played out exactly how I thought that it was going to happen. I just didn't see the slam happen. That thing was insane. Um, I don't think anybody saw that slam happen. Uh, but you know that's I saw Cody, you know, doing that exact thing to him because that's Cody's style. And if he perfects it and does exactly what he needs to do, he's a hammer. And you know, Zach went for that triangle and held on, and then Cody slammed him, knocked him out. I was like, oof, that that was pretty wild. That's a very rare occurrence, even though it happened twice that night. Um, yeah, I mean, when I watch him, I see stuff there, but he's tall, he's lanky, he likes Thai style, he loves to throw kicks, good jujitsu guy, and I think the matchup is perfect for me. I think I am the guy that, you know, a lot of the stuff that he likes to use doesn't work on, you know.
Mhm.
Uh, he likes to sit there and, you know, how do you put it? He's the type of guy, he likes to fight, right? He likes to, or should I say, he likes to beat people up. He likes to beat people up. He doesn't like to fight.
Gotcha.
And what I mean by this is if you watch him, he's beating all these guys up, but like, has he been in a fight? Has he been in there where he has to dig deep and grind out and stuff? Has he been cracked and still continue to fight? No, man. Like he's beat a lot of these guys that, you know, he's picking apart. Like you should do what you're doing.
Mhm.
You have an opponent on there that's like, I think it was like 5-11. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, of course, that's a good win to have. Like, if you lost to that, then you rethink your career. And he did exactly what he needs to do. So, see what it looks like when he fights, when he wants to fight.
So we talked about camp. Obviously, big benefit with Jared Cannonier getting to train with him because he's on this card as well, which is really cool. So aside from Jared, who are you getting to work with over there at the lab?
Oh man, there's a lot of people. You know, it's funny. I like last names. I'm still learning them. There's Alec. There's Eric. I get to see Vincent Henderson, which he is a madman. He's a different animal. And then I have Bruce. Uh, he's a go-to partner. Super high-end black belt. He's been breaking stuff down and working with me. He's been a pretty main training partner. You'll see him in Jared's corner. Um, on the 8th. And then you just have all these other people that are giving you different insights, different, categories. You have like uh, Marcus, you have Mario, you have Kyler Phillips, you have all these guys in the UFC that are showing you cool like techniques. They're breaking stuff down. Bryce Meredith is showing us certain, certain movements on the ground in his wrestling forte. And then you have this guy, Ezra, who is teaching you these like wall series and these like sneaky little style takedowns that he does in jiu-jitsu art. You have Clayton that's showing you some pretty sick escapes. And it's just like, it's really cool that you see each player show like a cool strength that they have and they add on. And some of it you may use, some of it you may not use, but it's cool to have the knowledge there and then try something different.
Cool. Yeah, it sounds like a good variety there, and a lot of teaching, which is cool. Always nice to sharpen that tool belt, so to speak. You talked a bit about the health issues that you were dealing with. How has that affected this weight cut? Obviously, we have some time before the fight, but how's the weight cut going?
Oh, I mean, it's good. I mean, I was 201.
Nice.
I'm, I mean, when we figure out the cut will be in a couple weeks, but I'm not having too many problems. Since we found out when we did blood tests, the UFC and I, we kind of figured out everything. And one of the biggest aspects is like, you need iron. If you don't have iron, your body shuts down. And uh, it doesn't matter how in shape you are, doesn't matter how good you're feeling. If you don't have any iron, then your body's going to stop working, which kind of sucked. It happened in my last fight. And, I live with that. Now I got that. But now, since we've been on that, we're taking the right supplements. We're making sure we're eating healthy. We're focusing on us. Dude, I feel great. I feel unstoppable. I feel colossal.
Cool. Your corner, John Crouch, I imagine, will be in there with you. Who's going to be in the cage with you?
Randy Steinecke and then Vince Kuzi.
Okay. There we go. That's great. And how's this one playing out on June 8th? How do you see it going down?
I just see my hand getting raised. It's been far too long. I've had a lot of crazy things happen in life, and this is what we're striving for. I don't care how it happens. It can be, it could be knockout. It could be submission. It could be TKO. It could be decision. I do not care. I'm going out there. I'm putting all of it on the line, and I'm playing it smart. I'm being intelligent, and if the finish is there, I'm going to take it. But I'm getting that win.
Your contract. Do you have a couple more fights on your deal, or like what's the latest with that? Because we haven't seen you in a while.
I still have a couple more fights on my contract.
Nice. Okay, that's good. So don't have to worry about that. You have a lot going on outside the cage, I know too. You've always sort of been that way. What are you like? I know you play disc golf and all that stuff. Are you doing any like business stuff as well? Because I know you're doing some video content for a bit there too.
Yeah, so I'm doing. I always have everything. I'm diving into real estate.
Oh, cool.
Got a couple properties. Looking to wholesale, flip, do all these great things. Teaming up with my dad, doing that, and just been doing that for a couple years now. And the same thing is, I'm part of the disc golf elite team, so I'm always pushing content with disc golf to get other people into the sport itself, and show them how the disc fly and kind of just help pushing that brand and help getting people understand that it's just more than just there's more to disc golf than just throwing a piece of plastic. There's a lot of relaxation that comes through it, and there's a lot of fun that comes out of it, as well as I'm part of First Form, which is a company that helps all athletes in whatever genre they're in. It could be MMA, CrossFit, Jiu-Jitsu. It could just be badminton if you want. For helps you out with supplements in your clothing brand, and they help you become a better athlete in itself. So there's just a lot of different things that I'm focusing on when it comes to that, and all that's on hold because I have a awesome night June 8th. Or yeah,
Okay.
and wait for that one.
Are you and Kendra Lust still keeping in touch? You guys doing any content together? Or I guess, like you said, everything's on pause until after the fight.
Yeah, no, she's gonna be there for my fight.
Oh, awesome. Nice.
So yeah, we still talk a lot. I just, like I said, past year and a half was a very tough year for me. and they understood. So I pulled away from a lot of stuff and people. You know, I had to cancel out a lot of people in my life because I needed to make sure I was where I need to be. And so things are are where they are and where they should be. And you know, I don't know what we have in the future, me and Kendra, but I know we're always going to be friends and we're always going to hang out. And we may do something together later on. We may not, but the main focus right now is June 8th.
Good for you, man. So glad to hear everything's going well in Arizona. It's great. Just, not even on like a MMA reporter level, just like a human level. It's good to see you happy, man. It's very important to take care of that stuff. It's June 8th, UFC Fight Night. Anyone you want to thank before you get out of here? Any sponsors or any social media you want to mention? I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, shout out to First Form for believing in me and sticking with me for the past 6 years through all the wins and losses. Same thing as Discraft. You know, when everybody else kind of moved on and forgot about me, they kept pushing me and giving me the opportunity to become great. So I really, really think that. Thank all my family members and teammates that are constantly with me and pushing me to become a better person. And thank you, James, for always being there and always giving me a great interview.